There is a brand new I Love New York logo that was unveiled last month that I just started seeing pop up in the wild for the first time this week. We're going to talk about that. But first, I went to my third weekly brand new sewing class that I started taking in the garment district. And this week, I learned how to sew my first ever pair of custom
Isomoto
shorts.
says, welcome to the vlog.
Hello, my friends. It's year 13, week number 654. I just finished up with week 3 of sewing class. You know those little patterns that I was talking about last week? You have to cut it out with your fabric. I bought it last week, pinned it last week, and then we just started actually taking the pieces of fabric, and then you go step by step with sewing each piece together. It's like a little puzzle, because you got to kind of there's certain steps you have to take in order to correctly piece together your piece of clothing. And so I got about maybe halfway done. I think the next tricky part is sewing on the waistband, because it involves elastic, and then also there's a shoestring. I didn't get to that part though, so that will be in week number 4 of this class, which is in 2 weeks from now. All right, my friends, so here is the progress of what we started making here today. So I gotta say, I really improved my stitching job here over the past few weeks. So this is you have to do this zigzag stitch, basically that helps to prevent the fabric from fraying over time. And I feel that with what I've done here today, this is a really good, this looks legit pro. You sew the whole thing inside out, and then eventually when it's finished, you flip the whole thing around and you have your pair of shorts. So I'm not quite at the stage yet where you flip it around, but this is kind of where we're at so far. This is where the leg opening is right here, this part right here, and then this is the inside pocket. So your hand would go in through this part right here. And then it's the same on the opposite end. So it's basically a symmetrical thing on this side. It's a symmetrical thing on this side. And then when you flip the whole thing out, you have your pair of shorts. There's this concept that I learned last year from a video that I watched. I'm pretty sure I talked about this before. It is called bias for action. In this video, this girl was describing bias for action, and basically what it is when you're presented with 2 options of things to do, always choose the one that is going to force you into doing action versus inaction. Her reasoning was that when you choose action, you're putting yourself in an opportunity for change and growth, and you present yourself with serendipity, chance for luck, and these things don't present themselves when you always choose the thing that is the inaction. So in the video, she was like, oh, I decided to go grocery shopping versus staying home. And when she went grocery shopping, she got to see a lot of cool things. She got a chore done. On the way home, she serendipitously ran into a friend of hers on the train. And none of these things would have happened had she chosen to just stay home. And right now, we're in a situation like this where it is very, very cold outside, thunderstorm, rain. I'm feeling tired. Honestly, staying home here is obviously the much more comfortable choice. However, a few weeks back, I reserved a ticket for First Saturday in Brooklyn for the Brooklyn Museum, and it's tonight. Once we get in, we get to see art. We get to see all the people out there who are also enjoying whatever festivities that they have going on. So right now, we're gonna get ready and we're gonna go on a nighttime walk over to the Brooklyn Museum. That We Heart NYC is causing a lot of controversy right now because If you guys know, there's that super iconic logo of the I Heart New York. It's been around for decades, and apparently there's like a new thing where they're trying to replace, or not, maybe not replace it, but there's like an updated 2023 version of that, and it's the We Heart NYC, that thing that was just on that little sign right there. And a lot of people are not super happy about it. I've been seeing the new logo kind of pop up a little bit here and there around the city, and I just saw it right now, so I was like, yo, I gotta film this right here. This is like a real world sighting, because up until now it's been mostly like me seeing things on online, like in articles and stuff like that, where people would write about it. So yeah, that is kind of I mean, you don't even have to live in the city to identify that original I Heart New York and know just how iconic that logo is for the city, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of people are upset about it, because it's kind of like this, oh, we gotta revamp it, you know what I'm saying? We're in the modern day now, we need to revamp that logo. So they created the new one, and it's like kind of similar, but it's not really the same thing. And there's a lot of like design aspects to it that are a little bit weird. And so people are very upset about that new logo. This is a nude photography exhibit. Most of the photographs are from like the late 1970s, and it's like very artistic, but I obviously cannot film any of this particular exhibit right here. I feel like I've talked about this bias for action thing in a previous video last year at some point. I think it's important to do things that inspire action. I'm working from home. I'm going to continue working. I'm probably going to pack this up and go out somewhere because it's a good day outside today. Thanks for watching. It's been year 13, week number 654. Next week will be week number 655.